Hi there, it's me, Breanna, and you are listening to That Time We Got Reincarnated as an Anime Podcast, episode 30. You can find us on youtube.com/Save the Game Media and podcast services. If you do want to show Save the Game Media some extra love and get early access to all of our content, you can find us on patreon.com/Save the Game Media. And now you may be asking me, Breanna, what's Save the Game Media? It's just a podcast group that this podcast is part of. So I always forget that if you don't know, you don't know, you know?
I was wondering where you were going with that, so.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is like, I feel like I always just assume that people, like, will know, but then sometimes people don't know, you know, because they just watch this podcast. So, yeah, we have a bunch of other podcasts that you can check out if you really want.
I assume most people don't know anything about nothing.
Well, that's an assumption.
You know what they say about assumptions.
They don't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Is that helpful?
What's up other than that?
Chicken butt.
Chicken butt.
I got him. Well, I was assaulted in my sleep last night, as we now know.
By a spider, everybody.
By a spider.
Not a real assault.
Not a human. It was a real assault. It was a real assault. How dare you?
It was probably one of those tiny little spiders that actually can't harm you in any way.
It was, I will admit, like, I'm not afraid to admit that it was a small spider. However, the spider was actually pretty scary looking. You know what I mean? Like the spider itself wasn't like that big, but it was just so scary. I didn't know what to do. Feel like I just was really tired because I was like getting ready to go to bed and my brain wasn't really functioning. And so like I just really didn't know what to do. Like it felt like my brain was shutting down, you know?
I do.
I was like, I know I need to do something about this, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to go to bed, but I can't like quite figure out what to do. It was not a good time.
I mean, I've been there. I once stayed up like all night trying to hunt down a like one of those centipedes. You ever seen a house centipede? Those are the creepiest things.
Have I ever seen a centipede?
Yeah, like specifically ones that live in your house.
Is there different ones?
Yeah. Oh, there's dozens of different ones. Yeah.
Have you ever heard the song "Centipede" by Knife Party?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a dubstep song.
Well, that would be why I don't know what it is. Dubstep died in 2012.
It's really good. It's a really good song.
But no, I stayed up all night one time hunting down a centipede until I found it and killed it. If you're in my home, you die.
That's kind of how I feel. It's like this is what I keep saying. Like this is like California may not be a stand your ground state, but this is a stand your ground house when it comes to bugs, you know?
Yeah, and if it flies, it definitely dies.
Well, now if there were flying spiders, I don't think it would die. I think I would actually be the one to perish instead. Really.
They can jump.
Yeah, but jumping spiders are usually cute.
No spiders. No bugs are cute. All bugs are gross.
Now that's just not true.
Every bug is disgusting. Moths, butterflies, caterpillars, all gross.
I just fundamentally disagree.
Ladybugs.
Ladybugs are really cute. How dare you? You're really upsetting me now.
To me, the creepiest spiders are the ones with really long legs. Like I know daddy long legs are like the most harmless ones, but they are so creepy. I hate their big legs.
They are really creepy. And it's like, for what? You know?
I don't know. But also, like, why are you coming inside? You have a whole outdoors you could be in. Why are you limiting yourself to this space?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's just that they're just not very smart.
No, they're not. They're stupid. They have no brains. Anyways,
I don't either. So
that's why you're gonna get squished.
No, I was gonna say while we're on this topic, just because it's important to me.
Spiders or bugs?
No, just like creepy things.
Oh,
While we're on the topic of creepy things, I just find it important to bring up that I do find it really creepy that humans like that an uncanny valley was necessary. You know, like I find that knowledge upsetting, because it means at some point in our evolution, like humans needed to be able to tell when something was actually not human,
yeah,
but looked really close to being human, and that's
yeah. I would say that's accurate.
well, it is accurate, but it's also very upsetting, and I think about that a lot. That at some point evolutionarily we like needed to know.
I think we still need to know, you know.
And I find that upsetting. So,
Cool, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one. Let's move on. Let's
yeah, I said I find this very important to bring up right now. So, um, you know,
I don't know what's happening.
well, the voices you're hearing, just because I like literally haven't introduced us yet. The voices you're hearing are me, Breanna. I don't know if I ever say my name. I
Yeah,
just
you
realized
do.
that I always introduce other people.
No, you
I
introduce
just say,
yourself.
"Oh, I do" at
It's
the very beginning. I say,
yeah, it's
"Yeah,
in the
okay, okay." It's in the very beginning. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm like, wait, do I? I just had an existential crisis. Anyways, the other voice you're hearing is Kyle, my friend and co-host, um, who guided me through the assault of the spider last night. How are you doing today?
I just had, I just had a apple cinnamon rice cake. Shout out to Apple Cinnamon.
That sounds really good. Is
It
it
was
the
really good.
you're talking about the store-bought ones, right? Like you didn't make
Yeah.
something fancy?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I didn't
okay. I
make it. I just bought it.
just had to make sure I didn't have to get upset, because if you made that, then I would have to get
No.
upset, obviously.
No. Apple cinnamon. What a great flavor combination, you know?
It really is. Sometimes it's like sometimes you're like, maybe there is a God.
Because of apple
And
cinnamon?
it's because apple cinnamon.
No. No, definitely not.
I'm just kidding.
She's on one today.
I'm really tired. I did not sleep last night.
I woke up this morning to go get groceries and it was cold.
Was it blustery?
I don't know what that word means, so
Oh, you've never heard that word? It's just like windy.
oh yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
It said it was 11 degrees out. It felt much colder.
That's upsetting.
But yeah, so that was good. And then I had to get gas, hold on to a metal handle the entire time with no gloves. That was even better.
When you you gotta stop forgetting these tangents. When you play flute, you actually can't wear gloves. So if you're outside in the cold, you have to just have fingerless gloves, and it's very, 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 very cold because you're holding metal in freezing cold weather.
Good, you deserve it.
Just wanted to bring that.
Take that, you flutz.
That
You
was
gonna bring
very
up
upsetting.
you gonna bring up anything about the show, or are you just gonna go on
What show do I gotta bring?
I don't know. You been watching anything? You
Oh,
done
okay,
anything?
yeah. I'm watching. I know this is an anime, but I'm bringing it up anyway. Squid Game. We got about an episode and a half ish left. I've been watching Solo Leveling. We've seen 2 episodes of the new season now. It's really good. Really enjoying it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Um, I don't think so. I think that's most of everything. The thing is like I feel like in the back of my head there is something else that I've watched, but I just can't for the life of me remember. I've only read 1 fan fiction this year so far, so
That's
that's
something.
something. Yeah, that's something. I almost
That you
started
go back.
another one last night, but the first
No,
line of
no.
the fan fiction, like literally, it sent me. I was like, I don't know if I can read this. Here, let me read you the first line of this fan fiction because I was like, what is happening? The first line: the leather cushions reek of cigarette smoke and desperation. I said, oh,
Alrighty. Starting off strong.
I said, oh, I don't know about that one. In other news, Barnes and Noble that's close to me is closing soon. So that's upsetting.
Really? They're opening a bunch of new stores. Why are they closing that one?
That's a really good question that I unfortunately don't have the answer to.
Well, I guess you'll have to move to a place with a Barnes and Noble then.
I guess I will.
How
No, there's a Barnes and Noble that's actually closer to me than that location.
Oh.
But
How's the fire situation there? You guys near
oh, that's
that?
not anywhere near me. That's 6 hours
Oh,
away.
lucky you.
That's
6
very far.
hours.
Yeah, 6-hour drive minimum without traffic.
You can like get across the entire state of New York in 6 hours.
Oh, you can't. To drive from the top of California to the bottom, I think it's like 9 or 10 hours.
From like Long Island up to Plattsburgh near Canada at the top of New York is about 6-ish hours.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. And I'm
But
like,
it's
I
not
don't
as
even.
long as California.
No. Yeah, but you guys aren't as wide though. You know, you're long. You got length, not girth.
Sure.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that is something that you have said now.
It is.
That now lives on the internet.
You got length, not girth. All right. Well, I mean, I've been watching a bunch of stuff. You want me to regale you with
Absolutely,
the tales of
yes.
them? All right. So I watched 2 episodes of Fell in Love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she was saying.
Okay.
I'm still all on the team for him to get with her friend who likes him instead.
Okay.
Like she shows no romantic interest in him, but the friend is all about it, has the cutest moments, gets really focused on, and I'm like, you gotta be setting this up for like him to realize at some point. It's enjoyable. It's not like anything spectacular. I think it's like a 7 out of 10 rom-com, you know? I'm continuing to punish myself by watching Blue Exorcist. It's all just exposition and backstory, so that's great. I always love that. Then
What do you want Blue Exorcist to be if not exposition?
I just wish it was exciting exposition and not like, I don't know, pretty obvious things that we already knew. Shout out to maybe the best looking series of the season done by Cloverworks. And I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time.
I'm excited to watch that.
What I like, the opening kicked off and I was like, wait, who animated it? I was like, this looks way too good. And then as I was Cloverworks, I was like, okay, I'm like, this makes more sense. The voice acting was great. There were funny moments. It was like the battle scene was cool. It was really good. It was way better than I ever thought it would be. Like, I thought this was going to be a show that I was just watching because Rie was voicing the main character. Absolutely crushed it. Love the designs. Very, very good. Then I continued watching I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class. Again, this dude already won. I don't know why he can't just see it, you know? He's already married to the girl. Like, just move on, bro. You've won.
Mm-hmm.
His cousin definitely has a thing for him, and then I think her friend also has a thing for him, though. So, you know.
What is it? Why always incest? You know?
Oh, we haven't even gotten to what I'm gonna say about that yet.
Oh God.
Rurouni Kenshin just continues to be a good adaptation of the manga. Momentary Lily. So Momentary Lily, I started watching. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and it's basically, so the first episode is like, oh hey, these like, I don't know, giant alien robot things came down, wiped everyone out on the Earth. We're the only ones left, and you're like, okay, you have like a cute band of girls. They have like weapons. They're all named after like mythological weapons or whatever. It's gonna be like their survival with some like, they do like this cooking segment thing, and then they do like some slice of life stuff, and then they fight. And you're like, okay, that's what it's gonna be. And then episode 2, there's about a 5-minute segment where a girl is fighting these things alone, and she gets surrounded, and then you watch her beg for her life in maybe the most stress-inducing thing I've seen in a while. And then they subvert your expectations, and you see another one take a laser through the chest. And I'm like, this is going to be cute girls doing cute things and dying. The anime, isn't it?
Sure sounds like it.
Yeah. So that came out of nowhere. A little bit of a tone shift.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Amaku MD, Doctor Detective. I know you love the name of that show. Because you just so season 4, not season 4, episode 4 has been delayed, but they put out 2 episodes the first week, so I was like, yeah, that's fine. It was good. It still continues to just basically be like anime house. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that.
That's so silly.
Yeah. But I mean, when you think about it, house is kind of silly in general, so.
Well, I haven't seen House in a while, so.
Then I started watching Medica Kerwal is Impervious to My Charms. And I think this show would be better if a different studio animated it. Because while the characters look okay, they like present the main girl as if she's supposed to be like the cutest anime girl that has ever existed. And everyone just like flaunts over her and does whatever she wants. There's a lot of fan service, like in episode 1, like right from the get-go, it goes way over the top. And it pretty much doesn't stop. So
gotta love that.
You know, I right now I'm like, if I had to drop one, it might be that one.
If you had to?
Yeah. I also think that it's gonna turn into not just her, but other girls are going to come into the situation, and I don't want that.
I see.
I still got more Honey Lemon Soda.
I need to watch this.
Beautiful, fantastic character design, and just the opening like soundtrack. I thought it was a bop. I really liked it. Man, I think it's going to be hard for other, especially romance series, to beat this if it keeps going. Like the first episode is really good. But yeah, I like that one a lot. Definitely watch that one, people. It's really, really good. Then, because we talked about it last week, and I was like, oh, I'm not into Bang Dream. I've only watched the one. I did start watching Bang Dream. It's my go, so I could watch Ave Musica, the Dice Cast. So I'm 3 episodes into that. I'm watching that like in my free time. It's good. It's just more music stuff. It's nothing you would enjoy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. You know me, I'm a music hater.
Then, so I just realized this week. So I'm living with an otaku, Kunoichi. This is the one where the ninja girl plays video games and protects him all the time.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I just realized that, so it was listed at 24 episodes, but what they're doing is they're just doing 2 12-minute episodes a week. and then when High Dive gets them, they splice them together. So it's gonna be
Oh.
12 episodes of normal length, but it says 24, and that was a little disappointing.
Oh, okay.
Or 13, because it's really good. Some very good conversation and stuff about gender identity in the second episode. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. But it was good. I really like that show, and not just because they're in very tight ninja outfits. The ecchi show that is hot trash and is just probably complete garbage that I'm going to watch every episode of. The Elf Girl's cat is secretly an S-ranked behemoth.
Of course.
Yeah. They are really, really leaning into to that crossbreeding is a thing, and that she wants to bang this cat.
Okay.
And it's not only her. It's not only her. They're like he's getting like a group of women that all are into him. Whenever they hold him, they always place him right on their boobs. So he just hangs out on their boobs. I'm trying to think what else.
You know what? Anime.
Yeah. I mean, it is degenerate trash. That's what this show is. And then I did watch, and I told you we'd get back to this. I did watch the first episode of that like Make Magic show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so the dude gets reincarnated in another world. But for the first episode, you like watch the point of view from his sister, and then like their friend is there. And it takes, I don't know, maybe like 12 minutes for them to basically confess their love for each other and want to get married. And then their mom tells her that can't happen. So then he's just like, okay, well, I'll just stay with you for the rest of my life. I'll never marry anyone else, and I'll never have a kid. But if I need one, I'll adopt one. And then they hug because they're in love. And their love is what awakens the magic in the world.
Of course.
So I dropped it out immediately. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, no, like I can't do this. And these the beginning of this show, I think they're like 6-7-year-old. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just stop watching this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
anime?
So that's where I'm at. Yeah,
Anime.
Just anime. Magnets. Just magnets. All right, but yeah, that's everything for me. I know that was a long list and spiel. You can transition now, or you can stand.
What do we want to do? Let's transition. I mean, I really don't think it was that long. We've only been here like 25 minutes so far. Let's go to transition. Today we're going to be talking about anime of the year for 2024. And I think that there's two kind of conversations to be had here. I think there's the like, what do we think is going to win anime of the year versus like, what do we think is the anime of the year?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think that's fair.
So I that's why I wrote some of these down, because some of them are maybe not my personal anime of the year, but I think that some of these will be in the conversation. So first thing we have to do to kind of preface this conversation is Kyle and I both, I think, strongly agree that the anime of the year is Free Run.
Yes.
So we just wanted to, like, before we sit and like just talk about Free Run for 12 years, I think we wanted to just like set that anime aside.
Yes, and we did a whole spoiler cast for
We
season 1
did.
of Free Run.
Mhm.
So we don't need to rehash that, but I know some places aren't putting it because it started in 2023. For me, since the second half was in 2024, I think
It's
it counts.
2024. I think it counts for both 23 and 24. It's anime of the year 2 years in a
It's
row.
the anime of 2 years.
Yep. So yeah, so that's basically was the thought behind
Yeah.
it. Behind the conversation, I should say. Um so we're just gonna put that aside and say,
Free Run,
hey, Free Run is 11 out of 10. It's literally perfect. No notes. And
Free Run is the anime of the year, but like
we can
what
now
Bree
have another
said
conversation.
is we're just gonna set it. We're gonna set it over here, and we're gonna talk about the other things that happened this year.
Yep, exactly. So let's. Where do we want to start? I think Oshinoko is a good place to start. We can start there. I think that Oshinoko is definitely in conversations for anime of the year, both like award wise as well as us.
Yeah.
However, it definitely, like, I would say that, like, of this other stuff, it's not going to be my pick. But
That's
let's
fair.
hear what you have to say, I guess.
Trying to think. I think it deserves credit for its animation and like visuals,
Yes, I would agree.
especially during the stage play stuff. I think it looks gorgeous. The
Agree.
voice cast kills it like always, and the opening and ending are both still really good. So I think it should get all the credit that it deserves for that. I don't think it's gonna win any overall like anime of the year awards, which is fine. I think there are definitely probably better things that aired this year, but I would say it's definitely in the top 10, if not the top 5. I think that's a fair thing to say.
I would agree with that for sure. I think that it did an incredible job. Coming off of the high of the first season is so hard. Like, that first episode, I feel like just set such a precedence for the show that it's like, how do you even try and
Yeah. And I do
yeah.
think because a lot of people got introduced in season 1, and it was like brand new, they didn't know what to expect, and so you lost some of that going into season 2 because you're like I kind of know what like the to expect like character wise.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But also besides Free Ren, Kana, Girl of the Year.
Now I just don't agree with that. I kind of want to skip over this one for a second.
What one?
I'm moving it. Okay, next we have ReZero season 3. I think that it will be in conversations. I personally, this is not my favorite season of ReZero. That's not to say it's bad, but I just feel like not much has happened. And I'm very much looking forward to more happening, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want to judge or make a final like definitive statement about ReZero yet. I've enjoyed what we've gotten so far, but because ReZero is such a like I don't know, like so interconnected like episode to episode, I feel like having the split right in the middle kind of detracted from it.
Yeah,
Whereas if
they've
it
never
was
really done this, right? Like, they've done like full arcs, right? Because before it was like, it felt like it was much longer. Each piece was like 12, 13 episodes rather than like 6 or 7.
yeah. I think we got 8, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is definitely the shortest amount. Opening's fire though. I like the opening. But yeah, so I'll just ReZero once it comes back in like 30 days.
Fair enough. I think that I would understand if somebody wanted to have that conversation about it being their anime of the year, but it's definitely not for me.
I feel like it's hard for people to even say it because it's not finished yet.
Yeah. Okay, well, next we can talk about Nokotan, my dear friend Nokotan, which I do honestly, truly believe that this should be in conversations for anime of the year.
I think it should be in conversation for comedy of the year, definitely.
I think that this show is incredible.
It is so funny. I I still crack up because I've gone back and rewatched it. You know what? Like the end when they do like that Rocky like montage where she's like singing and training and everything.
I'll be honest with you, I think I still have 2 or 3 episodes left. Don't kill
Oh,
me.
well, there's a Rocky montage at the end where she like trains for like a boxing thing, and she like sings all about being like a deer and everything, and it's so funny. It's so good. I can't get over how good it is. Man, yeah, no, the over the top ridiculousness, the real deer showing up constantly.
Dude, and looking just whack as hell. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
look crazy.
yeah. They leaned into what it was in the best way.
Such a crazy show. I think that it's definitely in the conversation for me. I think that it's really good. I think it was really funny. I think it was surprising. I think you should give it a try.
Oh yeah, definitely watch it. If you haven't watched
Um,
it, what are you doing?
what are you doing? Um, next we have on the list for me is Elusive Samurai. I do think that this will be in some sort of conversation for anime of the year. I don't know if it'll necessarily be like in the conversation for the anime of the year, but I think it'll be in one of the tangentially related conversations for the anime award season. I think that it was a really good show. I think it had some incredible animations, really big personalities. It was this really fun mix of like historical fact mixed with like just like this weird bizarre story. Like I don't know, it had a lot of really cool stuff is what I'll say. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. And yeah, those are my feelings.
Yeah,
You
I
did
didn't watch
not
it.
I was gonna say you
So
didn't see this, right?
yeah, no.
Okay.
So I have no comment.
Okay.
I missed him, you know?
You should. I think you'd like it. I think that it probably wouldn't be like your favorite anime that you've ever seen, but I do think you'd like it.
Because he's elusive, everyone. Anyways,
You feeling proud of that one, or?
Spice and Wolf getting its remake, Holo with some of the best ear animation in her little dances. Um, I love Spice and Wolf. It is so good.
It
If
is
you
so
just
good.
if you just want like a relaxing romance that has like a good story, where the characters actually like grow and change, and the relationship develops, um, great VAs, good animation. You know, watch Spice and Wolf. It is a remake. We're getting more of it, so let's go.
I am very behind on it. However, I will agree that this should definitely be in conversations for anime of the year. I think that it's incredible.
Also, it single handedly made me realize why people had always loved Holo so much.
Yep,
I was like, oh, I get it. I get it now. I'm like, I'm with you.
it's so good, you guys. Best girl. I think I don't. If I had seen more of it, I think she would be my best girl of the year.
Oh, she's definitely up there. She's got to be, yeah.
She's got to be for sure. She's a really she's a really great personality.
I
Like
could
I
li-
love her sassiness, I love her craziness, I love
right?
her energy. Yeah. I love the whole.
I've told you that I could literally sit and listen to her talk just as like ASMR for hours.
Have you tried looking it up?
I
People do that.
mean, yeah, there are like clips of it, but
Oh, so you have looked it up.
anyways, I don't know why this next one's here. They had one good episode.
Well, wait, Demon Slayer Hashira arc?
Yeah.
I think it had 5 good episodes. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have the exact number. I was just being frustrating. I don't think this is my favorite Demon Slayer season, nor do I think that this will be in my conversation of anime of the year, but I do think it'll be in the anime awards.
It shouldn't be. It will only be in there because it's popular with, no offense, the normies. It doesn't deserve to be. I mean, it looked beautiful. It always looks beautiful, but in terms of like story progression, it's like, hey, Tanjiro, why don't you remind us who all the Hashira are again by going through them in like an order, except for Shinobu. She's gonna be off to the side doing her own thing. Maybe you'll see her every now and then. And then Mitsuri, still a highlight. And then the ending, they're like, hey, we're gonna make this episode really, really awesome. Like this episode's where we're gonna go hard, we're gonna set up the movies.
Yep. And I just saw a trailer for the movie when I was watching? Paprika. I wouldn't watch Paprika in theaters. Well, nice. Kind of. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. I'm really hoping that if we could just knock it off with like the recap of the recap of the recap of the recap of the recap, I think we would get a lot more done. And perhaps we could free up those animators to do, I don't know, literally anything else.
They're going to animate these movies, and then we're going to get a TV series based on these movies, okay?
And even if it isn't the animators that are having to take care of it, you know what? Hey, free those editors. Hashtag free the editors.
Yeah, so this won't be in mine.
All right.
You just adding more things.
Yeah, because I forgot that we should do like the movie category too. But now I can't remember the name of this anime movie. Oh, the Concierge.
While she looks that up, let's talk about Kaiju number 8.
The best anime ever to grace our eyeballs.
And it's hard to really
best slutty waist.
Oh my goodness. It's hard to get invested in a series that starts off so badly. And doesn't really get good until about 5 episodes in. And then after that you'll be locked in and you'll be enjoying it. Except when there's not much action and it's kind of just the old guy just, being annoying, because he's the worst part of the show. The main character is the worst part. Kafka is the worst part of this show. Every single other character, million times more interesting and cooler.
I'm really upset with you right now.
Well, come on, you knew this was my opinion. This isn't a new thing.
But how can you resist the captain's slutty waist?
He's got a bowl cut.
And he's still handsome.
He looks like a dweeb.
I don't know about that. I think my thing, I don't know. I really do. I'm very fond of Kaiju number 8. I have been fond of it. I've been buying it since the first volume came out in English. I'm very fond of the story. I really enjoy it. I know that you don't like Kafka, and that's fine. I do enjoy Kafka. I think one of the things, though, that like I appreciate, not that it's like my favorite part of Kafka's character or anything, but one of the things I appreciate most about this, about Kafka and about like this whole story, is that all of these characters are older, and they're like adults, and like Kafka is like he's older, but he's still pursuing his dreams kind of thing. It's not to say he's even like old by any means, but you know what I mean, where it feels like most protagonists are like in the range of like 12 to 18. And he's definitely not anywhere near that range. So I don't know. I think that I just appreciate that about him.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
season 2, let's start off strong.
It's gonna be so good.
All right. I mean, I have nothing to say about the next one because I dropped it after an episode and a half. I thought it was so bad.
Oh, it's really good. I really do think you'd like it. So the next one is Delicious in Dungeon. Man,
oh no, that's the next one. I thought the next one was Solo Leveling.
Oh, Solo Leveling. It is. I skipped right over that. My brain combined Solo Leveling and Delicious in Dungeon like in
Those
one
are
thing.
two very different
series. They are, but my brain like checked it off. It was like, boop. So sorry, Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling. I love Solo Leveling. I kind of freak out about it. I think that Sung Jin-woo is like so handsome. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very much like a power fantasy, done very, very well. And you know what? He should be in my simplest. Thank you for bringing that up. Where do we want to put him? Oh, that's a hard one. You know what? We're gonna rearrange this. We're gonna put here.
I thought you were about to put
here.
I thought you were about to put him low.
No. Solo Leveling. I just want to make sure. Sung Jin-woo. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure I got the spelling right. Thank you for bringing this up because this is very important to me. He's gonna go on spot 4 in my list. Anyways, yeah, no, I think he's it's very much power fantasy. You know what I mean? Where it's like he's getting really strong and then people are like, what's up with this guy? He's just an E rank. And then he like murders people and you're like, yeah, he was cool the whole time. You're just like really like, I don't know, rooting for him. He's kind of at that point in season 2 where he's kind of reached that exponential growth point where it's like he's not really like leveling anymore. He's just like incredibly powerful. I guess minor spoilers, but he basically becomes like a summoner. And so anything he kills, he can then summon, or he has the chance to bring it back as a summon, basically. So he has like multiple armies of like different super overpowered characters. Anyways, it's just, yeah, it's a lot.
Lucky him.
Yeah, lucky him. Yeah,
well, Delicious in Dungeon is next.
Have you seen that? Because you watched one episode with me.
I watched the one episode and it's in Netflix jail, so that's all I've seen.
I find this upsetting.
Well, take it off Netflix, you know?
Just get a month of Netflix and watch it.
No, because I refuse to support Netflix and their horrible business practices. $23 a month.
Yeah, it is kind of expensive. I mean, hey, I shared it as long as I could, you know?
I know. And then they're like, no more of this. And then it's like that GIF where the FBI is pounding your door. They're like, open up.
FBI. Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. All right. Well, what do I have to say? Delicious in Dungeon is really good. I'm glad that you weren't talking smack on it because I was about to get upset with you. How do I want to?
Funny.
Solo. Like again, my brain is.
You really did combine.
Yeah, no, that's not even the two that I combined. Is what's funny. My brain is just now melting out of my ears because I'm on no sleep. You should have seen me earlier. Taylor started going off. Okay, so there was this yellow piece on. You should watch the post show. It's like we're all on crack. So there's like this like little yellow thing showing on Sam's headphone, and Taylor started. He was like, Sam, what is that, Sam? And he like would not drop it, and then he like started like taking screenshots of Sam and like zooming in and like circling it. It was crazy. Anyways, point of the story being that we are very tired. And I am very tired. So what to say about Delicious in Dungeon? Apparently No, so Delicious in Dungeon, I think it's Trigger, which I think is like already like a huge plus for them, like positive thing in their court. Um, it has incredible animation. It has really good music. It's silly. It has a lot of personality. I love the characters so much. They're incredibly charismatic. They have a really fun cast of characters where you have almost like the Lord of the Rings characters, but like silly. They do a
Mhm.
lot of fun stuff with it. The food looks incredible. The I they have what's so funny to me is that it's like from episode to episode, you're like, this is just like a silly, stupid show that has the craziest, most insane and beautiful animation where you're like, why does this comedy have like the best animation I've ever seen? But like at the end of the day, like it ends up being basically that like there's a much deeper story. We'll say that. There's a much deeper story going on and they do a really good job of slowly introducing you to it. And yeah, I really enjoy it. So that's what I'll say about that.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
What's the next one? Where are we?
Next one is going to be Train to the End of the World. Do you want to take this one first since I just yapped a
Yeah,
lot?
Training the End of the World is great. So probably definitely up there for the best original of the year. Like so not based off any source material. It's the perfect blend of like an interesting story and concept with like goofiness. Whether it's their hometown having been turned into animals, or the town they go to where people grow mushrooms out of their heads, or where they're giant and they're fighting all the tiny people. Um,
There's so much wild shit in that anime. Holy cow. I
yeah,
forget about it.
yeah. I will say that it does kind of seem like it rushes to a conclusion.
Yes.
I think it could have done with a few more episodes, but I get being an original, you only get a certain number of episodes that you get the budget for. But I thought they crushed it. I enjoyed all the characters. I thought they were all very unique. I thought the premise was different. Um, yeah, I really like Train to the Underworld. Definitely one of the surprises that came out of nowhere. That turned out
Mm-hmm.
much better than I thought it was gonna.
It's really good. 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10. Damn, she's giving everything 11 out of 10.
Not just free run. I'm just not being dramatic. No, I really do love it. It's the most bizarre show. Like it's just I'm trying to think of like how to wrap my head around like trying to explain it. I think you did a great job of explaining it, but it's such a bizarre show that you can't really like until you experience it. I feel like you can't truly understand like the bizarreness of it. So I do just recommend that people just go watch it. It's a great time.
Yeah,
Highly recommend.
agreed. What's the next one? Oh, another original that I really liked, but again, rushed to the ending and didn't capitalize on some of the plot points that it set up. So Jellyfish Can't Swim the Night. I really like the music aspect of
The
it.
worst anime I've ever seen. I'm just kidding.
I really like the characters in it. My issues come at the end when they don't address some plot points and they kind of just wrap everything up super like neatly without really giving you like definitive answers on things. Because spoilers, she like kisses Yoru on the cheek in one episode, and then like Yoru makes references to it, and then they just completely drop it. They just completely drop it, never bring it up again.
Well, because that's gay.
Yeah, yeah. Gay girls in it. And, and then there's a whole drama section, and the drama arc is fine or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like it could have been so much more if they hadn't ignored some of the plot points and things that the characters had already set up earlier. Still enjoyable, but starts better than it ends.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment. However, I do also want to like kind of caveat that I just didn't like I don't think that this anime is like for me. Like I don't think I'm necessarily the audience for this.
Cute girls doing music. You.
Well, it's not even just that. It's yeah, I don't know. Like it's like a lot of things with it, but it's like I think that if they had just committed to the Yuri and they had committed to it a lot earlier on, I think I would have been much much more open to the anime. But like it felt like
You felt like they teased you with it, and then they immediately got
yeah,
rid of it.
yeah, that I think that's a good way to put it. It just yeah, I wanted more from it.
Yeah. Visually and musically, I think it's great though. Done
It
by
was
this
garbage.
done by the same studio that does Oshinoko. They crush it.
Who did Nokotan? You know what I mean? Hire them more.
Just really the opening though.
Yeah, just the opening.
Um,
Next, this one's just you. So I'll let
this one's
you.
this
I have
one's
not
just
even seen the
me.
first season.
That's insane. So Kyoto Animation fully finished the adaptation. They did change some things, but they fully finished adapting Hibiki Euphonium. This was the third season. Absolutely gorgeous, as you would expect from Kyoto. Musically, fantastic as well. Definitely focuses a lot more on the interpersonal and like character relationships rather than like the musical competition. That's kind of near like the end of the season. But it gives everyone like a satisfying conclusion. You see how they've all like grown, especially if you've watched everything since the first season. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's definitely up there for me. Definitely probably in my top 5. I think it was fantastic. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Um, not that saying much. I'm definitely a Kyoto fanboy. um, but it's gorgeous.
I feel like if you're not a Kyoto fanboy, fangirl right now, then like, what are you doing with your life?
Right? Like get it together. Definitely a must watch. And if you haven't watched season 1, watch season 1 and take it from there.
Or don't.
No, you should do it. You definitely should.
What if
Bree,
you
you
just
should
start
also
from
do it.
season 2?
You should. Nope, you'd have no idea what's happening. It would make no sense. You'd be like,
I'll watch
"Who
it
is
someday.
this?"
Someday. It's not today, but someday.
The poof reigns supreme. Okay.
I'm scared now.
Um. What's next? Oh, something that neither of us watched.
Yep. So I just wanted to bring it up since again we're talking about kind of both our top and then the conversation overall. I know that both Kyle and I want to watch the Apothecary Diaries, but at this time we have not.
Yeah. No.
So unfortunately we can't have that conversation. But I've heard great things about it. Obviously, it's been renewed already, so like clearly it's very popular. So yeah, go watch it.
And the main character in that was so popular that she tied Freeren for best girl of the year. So, um, there's got to be something there. Got to be something I'm missing.
Must be.
We'll get there eventually. Oh, all right. The best romance of 2024, and one of the best romance anime I've seen.
Okay.
Danger's in my heart.
In my heart. Season 2 specifically for this
So
last year.
good. It's so good.
It's so good.
Oh,
It's so good, you guys.
You get a satisfying ending with the adaptation. You get like great visuals and like character growth, and like his monologue in the last episode is just beautiful. One of the best like confession scenes, I think. It hits you right in the feels. It's It's so good. If you like romance anime, you need to watch this. And I'm like, some people I've seen, they're like, oh, I got turned off by the first episode. The show changes so dramatically after like that first
Between the
episode.
first episode and the last episode, holy cow, it's night and day difference.
Yeah, it's not even like the same. It's not even really the same like character. Like you're like this kid wanted to kill everyone in his school in the first
But he
5 minutes of
didn't
episode one.
really.
No, he was just being an edgy edgelord, and then you're like, oh, he's actually just a sweet little
He's just a baby.
short prince.
I really like her dad. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
Maybe he should be on my simplest too.
her dad's great.
Her dad is great. Can you
When
imagine
him
having
and when him and
a dad
Kotaro
like
like
that?
exchange like friend IDs and stuff. I'm like, yeah. Oh,
They're
you
so
know,
cute.
I like that Anna's friends, like they're not like the one that is like super aware that there's a thing between them. Like she never is like judgmental or like mean about it. It's good. It's great. And then you get
It's
the
so
side
good.
romance with his bald friend and the other girl. It's
Yep.
great.
Their romance does kind of weird me out sometimes though.
There's a little bit, I'd say, like codependency or controllingness.
It's not even like the codependency for me. I think it's like there's almost like, I don't know. It's the weird like it's like not fetishizing, but it's like almost fetishizing of like her being bigger.
He's just into it.
Yeah, but he's like weirdly into it.
He enjoys her for her, I guess.
You're making a lot of excuses for him right now.
Listen, she's into it, so why don't you give him a break? Okay.
But she's not though. Cuz she wanted to like lose weight, and I understand that like her reasonings for wanting to lose weight may not be the best, but like that's still like what she wanted, right? Yeah, I don't know. Overall, it doesn't ruin the show for me, but I do think about it sometimes where I'm like, well, that was kind of weird. So
it's not a big sticking point though. They only mention it like twice.
No, definitely not. Okay, next is A Sign of Affection. I wanted to bring this one up too because I thought this was also one of the best anime, romance anime specifically of the year. There was a couple others that I enjoyed, like A Condition Called Love and stuff like that. I did like Alia. I think that of all of those, like I think I liked A Sign of Affection the most.
Shout out to Alia though, with the best sister of the year.
Definitely a great sister, and not incest. Although there is jokes of incest.
Yeah,
I appreciate that there's no incest.
she's a huge otaku, and she's into it, but they're not into it. So
sometimes anime,
Yeah. No, not a condition called Sign of Affection. Yes.
Yes. How do you feel about Sign of Affection?
I like it. It's cool. No, she's cute with her sign language, and he's cute with the learning sign language and like communicating with her through it. Her friend's a dork, but I did feel bad for her like childhood friend, but at the same time, like, bro, you waited too long.
He waited so long, and he was so angry for what? Literally for what? Like, oh, that really made me mad. I was like, dude, you can't like expect her to just wait around for you forever. Like, yeah, like I think it's such a cute story where it's like, yeah, it's cute that he like learned sign language for her. I get it. Like, yeah, it's very adorable, very cute. He's very sweet. But like he waited for years, and then like as soon as she starts to talk to somebody else, he's like, "Why are you talking to him?" Like, ew.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like it. It's good.
It's really good. I don't think that it'll be in conversations of any like anime for the year. But I do think it'll be in conversations of like romance of the year.
Yes, agreed.
I think Alia is going to win the awards, though, even though I don't think it should.
Really? You don't think Dangerous in My Heart is gonna?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's because it's a second season.
Yeah, but it deserves it.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Alia didn't even have like a super hard focus on the romance outside of like a few moments.
Alia doesn't do anything.
Well, I like Alia.
I like it.
Let's not
I'm just saying,
trash
like, they
Alia.
don't really. No. I'm not saying Alia the character. I'm saying Alia the show doesn't do anything.
Oh, yeah. No, they still have a long way to go.
They're not really doing anything with the show.
Yeah.
IMO.
Anyways,
any hoozles. This next one and the one after that are both for Kyle.
They are. So we're gonna go back.
Nobody's ever heard of.
So Girls Band Cry was an anime that wasn't picked up for any streaming when it originally like aired, but it was like super popular and was getting great reviews. And then it came to Prime. You could buy the season for $30, but I held off. And then it came to Crunchyroll just randomly on like a Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh, okay, great." And then I watched it, and I'm like, "This is so good." It is an original, but the voice acting, the like drama, like the emotions that it like deals with, and then the songs are all killer. They knock it out of the park. The animation style might take some getting used to for some people. It is that like the character models are like kind of in like 3D, but it is done really well to where it doesn't look like unnatural or like super weird. Yeah, just so good. Probably one of the best, if not the best opening song of 2024. It's definitely one of them. And I guess the singer like auditioned, the singer for the range that she gets and like her voice. I guess she like auditioned for like the band and then the anime when she was like 15. Absolutely kills it. Absolutely crushes it. You muted.
Oh, I said, oh, that's cool that she like got in so young.
Yeah. So, watch Girls Band Cry so we can get a second season. I doubt we're gonna, but watch it.
I'm not gonna, but
And then what we're definitely not gonna get another season of, although it wrapped up in maybe one of the best Love Live seasons of all time, and definitely the best Superstar season, was season 3 of Love Live Superstar. They fixed every issue that people complained about in season 2. The music was great. Kanan didn't solve every problem by herself. It focused on all the other characters, gave them time to shine, saw them grow, and dealt with the third years actually graduating. And they actually graduated.
They actually committed to it?
Yeah, they did. And it was so sad. It was so sad. I still get sad thinking about it. So it was so good. It was perfect. Obviously if you don't like Love Live, I don't think you're probably gonna like it, but
makes sense.
But I think, if maybe you want to get into Love Live or you're looking for something like that, maybe Superstar is where you start the first season, and then you might end up enjoying it.
Maybe.
This for me, maybe best music of the year, but other than that, or like I don't know. It's not really slice of life. It's more of like cute girls doing cute things and idol stuff. Really good. Fantastic. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I can't weigh in on that, so can't there. Let's see. Next, we have what I would say personally is my anime of the year if we're taking Free Run out of the conversation. If we're taking Free
Wow.
Run out of the conversation, my personal anime of the year is going to be Dan Dan. I just love it so much. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really do love the show so much. I think that like that crack, that first hit. So basically, okay, so this was my experience of the show was rumors that it was going to be really good. Then they were doing that movie, right? So I booked it, and then I started hearing the opening, and I was like, "Holy cow!" They got Creepy Nuts to do the opening, and the opening is crack cocaine. It's fire. It's so good. I can't stop listening to it. And I couldn't listen to the opening because it wasn't out yet, but I kept hearing the little clips on TikTok and stuff. Man, it's so incredible, you guys. There is not one thing that I would change about this show. Like besides just wanting more of it. I love the characters. I love the romance. The romance is so genuine and heartfelt, and they're not like leaving things to chance. They're not leaving things to misunderstandings. Like his line of being like, if there's something wrong, then tell me, like you're like that's important to me. I can't remember exactly what he says, but like he doesn't let the misunderstanding lie. And like and it goes both ways. Like that, I think it's the third episode or the fourth episode when they go to school and they like have genuinely like the cutest day where they're both looking for each other all day and then they end up kissing on accident. Like, dude, there's nothing I don't love about this show. I love the show so much.
Yeah, it took me a little longer to get into it, but I really enjoy it, and I think it is really hard carried by the two leads. Not that I don't like the other characters, I do, but Momo and Okarun are definitely the standout ones. They're the most enjoyable. Like their interactions are great, even when they're like bickering at each other, like pretending they don't like each other. Still good. I like that. You know, when they have like a disagreement, like they'll eventually just be like, "Well, do you need to communicate? Like, tell me." So it's good. It's enjoyable. I love her. I love her friends. I love that they're like fully on board with the ship and everything. You know, they support it. The premise is absolutely absurd. Just one of the most ridiculous things with the aliens and the
Yeah, they cheesy.
ghosts and yeah, but it's enjoyable. I don't think it's quite as like high in my list for like the year as yours, but I think it's definitely worth watching because like I think it's really good. Opening's a banger.
God, the opening is so good. You don't even have to watch the show. You know what I mean? Just listen to the opening.
Just listen to the opening.
It's so good. I can't get over it.
And then real quick, I think we're gonna talk about movies.
We are.
So Look Back is the only one out of those that I watched. I enjoyed it. I think it was definitely a unique and different kind of movie. It's very quiet at parts. Like you need to be okay with sitting and like just watching like almost dead silence. But it's good. I think it's very short, tells a very concise like story.
It does. I think yeah, I think it's very short, it's very concise, like you said. It's very heartfelt. It's from the same writer that wrote Chainsaw Man, very different from Chainsaw Man. It's got this it plays with the sound of silence a lot. Yeah. And it also plays with like just like a real emptiness of the animation where it's very simple, there's not really anything going on. Yeah, the cinematography specifically like in the anime I think is really good. Yeah. I don't know what else to say besides it's incredible. So
and then you're the only one who's seen the other two. So
okay, let me. I'm just kidding. So Next one I want to talk about is Ghost Cat Anzu. I've already talked about it, but I just wanted to bring it up. I do think that it's worth watching. I would say between these three movies, I think Look Back was definitely the best. Ghost Cat Anzu was really good. It was very silly. It was like a series of short stories with the Ghost Cat Anzu, and then like it ties all the short stories together in like one big story at the end. I enjoyed it. It has a really interesting animation style where it's kind of like this very simplistic hand drawn style. And it's very beautiful. The last one is the concierge at Hokkyoku department store. It's really good. It's very cute. The way that it starts and ends is like so adorable. It has a lot of really heartfelt stories where you get to kind of know these like random, and they're all the characters are endangered creatures. They're either endangered or they're all extinct animals is what it is. They're all extinct animals. And so you kind of get to learn a little bit about the animals. You get to know the characters and their individual stories, and yeah, it's really good. I recommend that one as well. But yeah, I would say Look Back. It's really short. It's probably the best movie that I saw this year. So
Cool.
Yes, very cool.
Well, that was our look back at 2024.
I see what you did there. Do you feel good about that one?
No, not even a little bit.
All right, well, I guess we tried.
Try.
That's all, folks.
I don't know if we'll have to say that.
Fair. I think here the moral of the story, I think, is watch Free Run.
Oh, definitely watch Free Run.
If you take anything away from this episode, watch Free Run. If I could submit a secondary message, perhaps watch Dawn to Dawn. But Free Run.
Where's season 2?
I know. I'm getting really frustrated.
I mean, they announced it. Just give it to us.
I know, but where is it? Where is it?
You don't even know. You don't
Give
even
it to me
know.
now. You don't even know.
I do know. I read the manga.
Yeah, but it's more fun if I say that you don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you want to know what you know?
I know nothing.
The rigmarole.
I don't.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, we thank nobody and bye.
And hey, you all suck. Bye. No. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. A special shout out to our current patrons. We do enjoy you, except for Fabulous Breanna. She sucks.
I'm gonna squish her like a bug.
Ew. We have Fabulous Breanna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Lindsay, Nicola at Night, Cypher, Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus O'Neill, Lillian, David Hotright, Dave Harp, the Xbox Expansion Pass, Lee Navarro, Silicana, Ellery Woods, Parker III, Chad, and Rick Davis. Thank you guys so much for your support. We really appreciate you. That's everything for us. You can find Save the Game Media at Save the Game Media everywhere except for Twitter/X, which is Save Game Media. Come join the nation. We'd love to have you. The nation hasn't expanded in a while, and let's just say I'm open to expansions.
We'll take Greenland.
We'll take something. Okay, guys.
All right, bye.
I hope you have a good week. See you later. Bye.
Wash your cats.